Welcome to the Village Board meeting for Monday, May 13th. It's 6:03 p.m. and we're here in the Village Hall Boardroom. If everyone would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Brian, would you take roll call, please?
Sure. Trustee Benoski, Trustee Wyka,
Present.
Trustee Mishler,
Here.
Trustee Briggs,
Here.
Mayor Domratz.
Here. I'm going to ask Trustee Wyka if she would present the land acknowledgement.
So before we begin this evening, we would like to recognize the Seneca Nation on whose ancestral territory we are gathering. The present-day village of Fairport sits on traditional Seneca land. The Seneca Nation, with the Mohawk, Cayuga, Onondaga, Oneida, and Tuscarora, make up the Haudenosaunee Confederacy. With respect, we acknowledge the people of the Seneca Nation on whose land we now live. We honor their past, present, and future contributions to and stewardship of this land.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to move into the Citizens Forum. If there was anyone who came in this evening who wanted to speak, if you could please sign up over on that sheet right there if you haven't signed up already. And since Megan's not here, I guess you can hand the sheet to me. Or if you want to go down it, Brian. While Brian's grabbing the sheet for people speaking this evening, let me remind everybody of the guidelines for public comment. The public may speak only during the meeting citizen forum. Speakers must be recognized by the mayor. Speakers must step to the front of the room, so we'll have you step up to the podium. And speakers must limit their remarks to 5 minutes unless a majority of the board allows them additional time. Speakers may not yield any remaining time they have to another speaker. Board members may, with the permission of the mayor, presiding officer, interrupt the speaker during their remarks, but only for the purpose of clarification or information. And speakers must observe the commonly accepted rules of courtesy, decorum, dignity, and good taste. Interested parties, their representations may address the board by written comments as well. Those may be directed to Megan Cooper at mac@fairportny.com. And all remarks should be addressed to the board as a body, not to individual board members. So I guess Andy McDermott is the person who's... You should go sign up right now if you, because we're opening Citizens Forum. If you would like to speak, here, it's right here. Just put your first name on there and I'll call you up. And then what we'll ask you to do when you come up to the microphone is to give us your full name and your address.
Sure. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mayor, I wasn't here to speak as much as I was here to respond to.
Oh, you're here for the, okay, then you get to go first. So, nope, right now. So we're going to open Citizens Forum right now. And
And this is new to me, so.
Okay.
To speak and respond is different somehow?
what we have in our meetings is Citizens Forum, which is an opportunity for the public to come in and offer comment publicly, and that's it. And
Right.
so you're welcome to come up and give comments for 5 minutes at the microphone.
Okay, I'll sign up and figure it out. Thanks.
Okay, so you're up right now if you have something that you'd like to share. Did you want to share?
Well, that's a heck of a way to put a guy in the spotlight. I mean, really.
Well, so,
From a fellow lefty.
so
My phone number.
that's okay. Don't worry about that.
That's all right.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we're opening Citizens Forum at 6:08, and if you want to come on right up over here to the microphone, Brian will make sure that it's turned on for you. And the guidelines are just exactly what I just read, that
Yes.
you have up to 5 minutes. Please address the board as a group versus an individual on the board. And if you would share on the microphone your name and your address. And we're here to hear your comments. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me. My name is David Rich. And what did you say? Full name and
Your street address.
street address, 23 Elm Street, right here in the Village of Fairport. I guess I don't have any huge concerns, just we love the Village of Fairport, my wife and I, Lisa, and the people, the culture, the lifestyle. We love everything about it. I raised my daughter in Fairport schools. Very glad I did so. She's, until recently, still here. She just went and bought a house elsewhere, but zero regrets there. And I'm not a guy to complain about things. There's small stuff that matters, and then there's other things that matter a whole bunch, like people's livelihoods. And you're all there earning your paycheck. And I just got done doing it, earlier today. And I'm an electrician by trade all my life. Commercial, industrial, done a little bit of residential. I love what I do. It's a free paycheck every week. And I happen to meet a good bunch of people and do some work for them down at the old Campagne, Tonier's restaurant. And they opened just in time to be able to stay afloat. And then they were closed shortly later. And there is not a bad meaning person that I've met at that place as I was working during business hours. And it's upsetting to me that although there's a construction issue and a structural issue, the engineer's report from Finger Lakes Engineering has been released, signed, notarized, and presented to the town. But here they sit, not making money at that place and being able to support themselves. I mean, I thought this was Fairport. What I thought it was, what it was when I raised my daughter in Fairport schools. So I guess I would just hope that Mark Lindsay, the building inspector, at the very least has personal responsibility for putting people out of work. Not me, I'm working. It's not about me at all. It's everybody over there. And some of them, it's their life dream. So I'd love to see them get back to it. And if I can do anything to help them get back to it, just say so. I'll do it. This is my first time speaking on a microphone since high school. Please pardon me.
You're doing a great job.
Please, if there's anything we could do to get them open. They're on structural, stable, solid ground. They're not over the creek. It's safe. I was there the day Mark Lindsay came and shut them down. It was hard to see that face. I didn't even know what he was saying at the time, but it was obvious to me what he was doing from the other side of the glass at the front door to Terry as he was crying. Please stop. Just stop. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your comment. Christopher, did you want to come on up? So Christopher, if you could just state your full name and your address, please.
Yeah, so my name is Christopher Coro K, and address on my license is 610 South Main Street, Los Angeles, California, 90014. But I have recently come back to Fairport. I graduated in 2001 and am looking for where to live and stuff like that. And in the meantime, I have been here. Tari Tonya Corke is actually my brother, my younger brother by about 5-6 years or so. And you know, when you're that far apart, I think one of the things that happens is you develop a very protective spirit, right, over someone in your family, and very often, perhaps things can look like they're happening in nefarious ways when maybe perhaps they're not, and I've been doing my best, I would say, to kind of move back and forth between what I perceive perhaps to be very negative and what may actually just be some very genuine concern by the town and trying to make sure that people are safe. And I definitely understand that. I don't want to, I think Dave has probably said a good amount on that, and I think you understand the Fairport perspective. I wanted to take a moment to talk about the ingenuity that comes from people that graduate from Fairport High School. And, you know, in this challenging moment, I came back from LA, and one of the things that Fairport provided for me was the ability to go off and get a degree in computer engineering at University of Dayton, another product development and design program at the Ohio State, and then I went and got my MBA at Northwestern University, so one of the best marketing MBA programs in the world. And so when I came back and I saw just the situation that Tari's been going through, I thought, how can we kind of work to get around this stuff in the interim? And so he's got Cluck a Few Buck, and in the interim, what I have been working with him on is a line of 15 seasoning salts. So the first 3 are a line of seasoning salts that are for people that really, really like hot stuff. One of them is called Shut the Cluck Up, because everyone comes in and they say, give me the hot stuff. And we just want to let them know, shut the cluck up, ghost pepper, it's the hottest one that we got. And so come on in and you can have that one. But for those of you that perhaps maybe you like American classic stuff, but it isn't necessarily that you want heat, we have another collection called Cluck Classics. And so we've got Vamp and Cheese, Lemon Pepper, and Maple Bourbon. And people really like this Maple Bourbon, I can tell you that much. Vamp and Cheese goes really, really great on salads and stuff too. And Lemon Pepper is just a really classic thing. I'm not sure how much time I have left.
About 2 minutes.
Cool. And then, you know, when I graduated Fairport in 2001, I was one of 3 black people in a class of 550. And so just thought it would be fun to make an Afro-Caribbean collection of spices. So we have one that is Nashville Hot, which is what all of the Cluck and Buck stuff is based off of, Nigerian pepper. Our father's from Nigeria, so we wanted to pay homage to a Nigerian pepper soup that he makes. And then Kingston Cajun, because a really good family friend of ours is Jamaican, and he used to make some really hot stuff as well. And let's keep going. And then for those of you who enjoy South and Central American, we have a collection for you too. And so we have Brazilian broil, pollo picoso, which is Mexican flavored stuff, and Nicaraguan swell, which is spices from a trip that I took to Nicaragua, and I really enjoyed the food when I was down there. So just wanted to bring that to you all as well. And last, but not least, we have the Asian South Pacific collection. And so in this collection, we have Korean barbecue, Nepali fire. I'm kind of seeing a girl from Nepali, so I wanted to pay homage to her. and Hawaiian Heat as well. So, and we just had our first customer try out the Hawaiian Heat today, and he absolutely loved it. He said he was really into the two different types of sesame seeds combined with the nori, which is just seaweed. So, anyway, 15 different seasoning salts. You can check out the first 3 are already up on cluckshop.com, and we'll be getting the rest of the 12 of them up there soon. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you for coming this evening. Have you looked into stopping by the farmer's market with those?
I will now. Yeah, I have not yet.
The farmer's market, there's information on our website, and if you email to Fairport Farmers it's MKT, right?
Yeah, it's on the website.
It's on the
I'll be
website,
able
our website, under
Okay.
the farmer's market. But I know the FPMA, the Merchants Association, they have opportunities, if you're a member of the Merchants Association, to have a stand there for free, like once a month or something like that. I don't,
Yeah.
you're better off talking to Ally because I'm
Okay.
going to misstate something, but a lot of businesses in the community have taken their products like Junction 361. They were at the farmer's market before they were opened. They were operated there last year and the year before. The soap place.
Fizzy Bum.
Fizzy
Fizzy
Bomb.
Bomb.
They
Fizzy
were there
Bomb
before
was
they
at the
had a brick
farmer's
and
market
mortar.
as well. And
Okay.
it was, they used that when their brick and mortar site was not open to get
Perfect.
their product out in the community. So I'm not your marketing specialist,
Yeah.
but it's a,
Good channel.
it's
Yeah.
it's something for you to consider, especially if you're working with the FPMA.
Okay. That sounds great. Thank
I
you, Julie.
would definitely get with the Merchants Association and their admin. She's available, well, not 24/7, but a lot of the time. And she has an office right over there, and she can hook you up with lots of connections
Okay.
in the community.
That sounds great. Thank you, Tracy.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Have a
you
good
for
one.
coming this evening. All right. Those are the only folks that I have on my list. Is there anybody else? Going, gone. Citizens Forum is closed at 6:20, which will take us on to our regular agenda. Can you pass that down to Brian, please? Thank you. So we have unfinished business of, can I have a motion by the village board to approve the meeting minutes for April 9th, 2024 village board meeting? So moved. Was that
That was
Tracy? Okay. Trustee Briggs?
Second, trustee Mishler.
Trustee Mishler? And all in favor?
Aye.
And I will abstain because I was not present. So that's 3 yes and 1 abstention. And then item number 2 is a motion by the village board to approve the meeting minutes of April 22nd, 2024 village board work session.
So moved, trustee Briggs?
Second, trustee Wykoff.
And any questions about those meeting minutes? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Then that will be unanimous. And that takes us on to new business, and I have a request to hold the rest of the agenda. We have Jill Weidrich from Village Planning to give us an update on the zoning update project, and I'd just like to slide that in here if everybody's okay with that. You right?
Yes.
Okay.
Excellent.
Hi, Jill.
Hi. So I'm here I've got some handouts. You've probably seen it on the website. You've probably received it on Everbridge. These are also at the public library, and everybody will be receiving this in postcard form. So we were actually chatting in the back of the room, and some people have already received the postcard, but I and my neighbor have not yet. So hopefully everybody receives them by Tuesday. The week of May 20th, we'll start our first round of public engagement, and so that begins with an in-person public meeting at 7 p.m. in the cafetorium of Johanna Perrin Middle School. The 21st and 22nd are both opportunities for an open house from 11 to 1 at the public library. May 22nd, we have scheduled a virtual public meeting to begin at 7:30. And that was in response to some feedback we received at Zoning 101. The 24th will also be an open house, and this will be between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. We then round up, we skip a couple weeks, and June 15th, we're having a pop-up at the farmer's market, and that will include 2 walking tours that people can go on. We will be recording those walking tours with the GoPro and posting all of this information to the Zoning Code Update website. So are there any questions about anything we're doing the week of the 20th?
No, but that's amazing work, Jill. Thank you.
Thanks.
A question about the virtual one, because I was at Zoning 101, and the concern was, in the virtual, will everyone see the comments, or will they be, so, like, when people type in comments, I don't know how you'll be doing it, or?
So the in-person public meeting and the virtual public meeting are intended to function the same way. So we will be taking comments. We're going to be working with GTC that will essentially be moderating those comments so that we can respond to them, as we're receiving them. And so it's, again, an opportunity for folks that are unable to attend that meeting at on the 20th at 7 o'clock in person to participate virtual. They will be identical meetings. Again, it'll be recorded, so if somebody says, hey, I was able to be there on the 20th, but I don't want to participate in the virtual meeting, but I want to see what other people had to say, that will be recorded and they can watch that. We also, one of the things I do want to note, at the bottom of this flyer, you're going to see a lot of opportunities to provide feedback. So we're accepting feedback via email. You can also call and leave a voicemail, and that will be transcribed for us. And you can also text. So those are great opportunities for people to provide their feedback.
Thank you.
Any further questions for Jill?
Sounds really thorough, thank you.
Thanks, Jill. I know you've been working really hard, diligently on this, and we appreciate you making sure that everybody in the community is aware. And I appreciate the fact that after seeing the turnout that we had for Zoning 101, the change in venue to make sure that we can accommodate whoever wants to come to the meeting and look at the different materials that are there. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. I guess, so that will take us back to the regular agenda. And item number 1 under new business, can I have a motion to approve the Fairport Music Festival event on Friday, August 23rd, 2024, from 5 p.m. till 10 p.m., and on Saturday, August 24th, 2024, from noon until 10 p.m., subject to authorization and final approval by the village manager?
So moved, trustee Wyka.
I second both of
By
them.
trustee Mishler? Okay. So that opens up information. Andy, did you want to come on up and talk for a few moments? So we have a guest this evening, Andy McDermott from the Fairport Music Festival, as well as Kevin Clark from the Fairport Music Festival.
For those of you who don't know, I'm Andy McDermott, and I am the president of Fairport Music Festival. So we had submitted a proposal. Once again, this coming year will be the 20th anniversary of a one-year festival that has stretched on. And I think it's become fairly well known as far as the process that we display and the type of event. We have talked with the village manager. We will talk with Chief of Police and Department of Public Works and zoning and FMC and everybody else who gets involved, obviously. But I thought I would come tonight just to respond to any questions or concerns that anybody might have.
I'll open it up to the board in just a second, but I'm going to give you my my every festival concern. Do we have any concerns or plans for how people will get onto Liftbridge Lane to access TK's?
We do, and we've ironed things out as best we can and
Okay.
managed that
Are you
as
working
we
together with,
have previously.
Tony?
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we allow anyone to access any businesses on Lithbridge Lane. We allow for anybody who has a need for a residence or any of their guests to be able to get there. And
So will the bridge over here be open, or do you think it'll be closed?
It'll only be open for folks that have business over there or reside over there.
Okay, I play
limited
the role.
access is what we do.
I play the role for the
understand.
residents down there and for the businesses that every single one of these meetings, I always ask the same question because I have promised them that I will always advocate to make sure that they can get to their residents and that their guests can get to their residents without being stopped and told that they can't cross the bridge. It's like 3 Billy Goats Gruff.
Yeah. Again, this is the 20th annual event, and over that time period, we have dealt with issues along the way that we have always addressed, and I don't know of any from last year that remain open.
That worked well last year.
Okay.
So it will continue.
So I just have.
Or
I
we
have-
would want to know
promise
about
I'm
them.
coming
If
to
you
you
do,
next.
if you do hear, we certainly would want to hear about it
Sure.
in advance.
Sure. I have one other question. I saw Thursday night is not listed on the official proposal. And how likely is it that we will see, I know you're going to work with Brian and with Chief about that, but how likely is it that we're going to see the addition of Thursday night venues at private businesses, but as part of Music Fest?
Well, anything that occurs outside of Friday from 5 to 10 or Saturday from noon to 10 is something that's under the control of the individual businesses. So while we are aware that they will, we don't really have control over their events. So I mean, it's any other normal Thursday night at
Okay.
any other
I
establishment.
know sometimes in the
Yeah.
past it's been included in like the whole,
We may advertise it as part of our marketing for them to let
Sure.
people know that it's available, but they control.
okay.
We work with
I'll go through next
the
one.
village manager and the chief of police on all, to make them aware of all those issues. If they have any concerns that we can help them address.
Emily, did you have a question?
Mr. McDermott, how much have we raised to this point for Golisano?
Last year was the largest donation we were able to make to the Children's Hospital. 100% of our proceeds go to the Children's Hospital. And last year we gave the Children's Hospital a check for $292,000, which brought our cumulative total over the 19 years to a little over $2.5 million that has been generated for the Children's Hospital from this event.
It's incredible.
It's impressive.
It is incredible.
It is, it's very impressive.
So Friday, there's the one stage, and then Saturday, the three stages.
stages, yeah.
Got it.
Yep, as in the past,
As in
pretty
the
much.
past,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
And the pop-ups are already happening.
They happen as they happen.
The
They're
pop-ups
true
are always
pop-ups.
popping up.
They're pop-ups.
And you can purchase the tickets at the
Yes.
pop-ups.
Yes.
Okay. Good,
Heidi, do you have any
wonderful.
questions? Tracy, do you have any questions or
No,
comments?
just,
And I want to talk to you after the meeting, by the way, about the sausage. You might fit.
Okay. Brian, do you have anything else?
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Andy. We appreciate you being here this evening.
Mr.
And
Clark,
thanks,
were you
Kevin.
here as well for that?
Then I will take a vote. All in favor? Aye.
aye.
Anyone opposed? That will be a unanimous vote. And we look forward to seeing all the information about the event as we get closer. Thank you. Item number 2 is a motion by the village board to authorize the Fairport Parrington Merchants Association to hold their annual Scarecrow Festival, subject to authorization and final approval by the village manager.
So moved. Trustee Mishler?
Second, trustee Wyko.
Okay, and there's no dates on here. Did they submit a date? I didn't see the document for it yet.
I think it was like September 25th. Was when they had to be up?
Generally like the last weekend of
In
September
September,
that
yeah.
generally happens and coincides with the Oktoberfest. If it's not on the list, I'm not looking at it now.
It's, scarecrows will be
Weekend of
placed,
September 21 and 22.
they get placed starting September 22nd and in place by Wednesday, the 25th. And then the community will vote Saturday, September 28th from 9 a.m. to 1:30. And
And they'll stay up through the 7th of October.
they stay up through the 7th. We are not requesting parking restrictions this year, but that is also, is that the same weekend as the partnership's Oktoberfest? Do we know that yet?
Yes.
They always pair that with the Scarecrow Fest during the day, and then
Okay, so
the Oktoberfest
they're not
starts at
asking for
9.
parking restrictions, but Oktoberfest may.
They generally keep it open
Okay,
for Lift Bridge, and then Scarecrow Fest obviously is in the
Okay.
right of way, and it doesn't shut down anything.
all right. I'm just looking at the,
The plein air paint out is also that day. That's our
Okay.
third annual.
it said there was a map included for the horses.
Or they were waiting to submit the map for the horses and then,
Okay. All right, once we have a map, they'll submit it again for Fairport, Village of Fairport approval. Okay, anybody have any questions? Tracy, Emily,
No?
Heidi? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? That will carry unanimously, which will take us to item number 3, which is a motion by the village board to appoint Stephen Richard Gulick to the DeLand Hose Company of the Fairport Fire Department.
So moved.
By trustee Mishler.
Second, trustee Briggs.
Okay. I'm excited that we have another application that, for our all-volunteer fire department. In case anybody in the community was not aware, at Station 2 on Memorial Day morning at 9 a.m., there will be a memorial service for passed away first responders, whether that's police or fire or ambulance over the past year. So I think it's great that they have that celebration. I'm so happy that we have another volunteer joining the fire department.
Very much appreciate the time that it takes to be trained and certified, and just a lot of volunteer hours. Thank you.
Any other comments? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Then that motion will carry. And thank you for Stephen for joining as a volunteer the fire department. That'll take us to item number 4, which is a motion by the village board to renew the online learning management system agreement between the Village of Fairport and CipherWorks Incorporated for the term of June 1st, 2024 through May 31st, 2025, and to authorize Julie M. Domeratz as mayor to execute the agreement.
So moved, trustee Briggs.
second,
Trustee
trustee
Winka?
Winka.
Okay. Any questions about CipherWorks? All in favor? Oh.
This is the company that we use to do all of our online trainings. I'm all caught up too, so
What?
our online trainings,
And then you said you were all caught up.
I'm all caught up.
With all of our trainings?
Yeah.
As am I.
I know.
This end too. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? That item will carry unanimously, which takes us to item number 5, a motion by the village board to authorize Fifth Avenue residents to close the street for their annual block party on Friday, June 21st, 2024, beginning at 3 p.m. Barricades will be provided for a block area of Fifth Avenue from Clifford Street to Galusha Street. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Trustee Mishler?
Second, trustee Briggs.
It's Fifth. Oh,
Go ahead.
It's 5th that does the chili cook-off.
Yep, that used to be in the fall.
Oh,
Don't know.
okay.
I think it said it was for like an end of the school year celebration because they moved the last day for school to the 21st versus the following week. So,
All right.
Friday party.
Changing things around.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's beginning at 3 p.m. Do we have an end time for that?
No, they can stay out as long as they want.
Okay, I hope the neighbors don't call and complain about the noise.
They should be at
They're
the
adults, they
party.
can do what they want.
Okay. Then, all in favor?
Aye.
Go ahead, trustee Briggs.
In the spirit of trustee Felino, making sure that the residents can always access their properties and stuff with their vehicle, that they can still get in and out and access their homes.
Yep.
Trustee Felino made sure that, yes, you will always be able to get to your home, even when we're having block parties and closing roads.
You have to.
Yeah.
Okay, with that, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That'll carry unanimously, which will bring us to item 6, which is a motion by the village board to authorize the clerk treasurer to carry forward the 2024-2025 fiscal year encumbrances outstanding at the end of the current fiscal year.
So moved.
By trustee Mishler,
Second.
by trustee Boyka. Any questions for Brian on that?
We do this at the end of every budget season, correct?
Correct, so it's the existing budget that we have now, and we encumber anything that, say, we haven't technically received the good, but it's been budgeted and we have a purchase order for it. We encumber those monies past the fiscal year in an effort to make sure that we can still pay for those when they come in and we get delivery. Sometimes it may be June, maybe July, but technically at the end of the year, it's May 31st at midnight. So that's why we encumber those funds for purchases that we have that are outstanding.
Got it.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Then that will pass. Item 7 is a motion by the village board to accept the April 2024 financial statements for the Village of Fairport and the February 2024 and March 2024 financial statements for the Fairport Municipal Commission.
So moved, trustee Briggs.
Second. Oh, go ahead, honey.
She beat you.
Okay.
Seconded by trustee Boyka. Any questions from the board about the financial statements?
Megan does a great job.
Yes,
That is correct.
I concur.
Sorry that she's not here this evening, but Megan, you do a great job
Thank you.
wherever you are. I know you'll be listening to this later. All right, with that, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? That will carry unanimously. And then a motion by the village board to authorize the payment of the audited bills.
So moved. Trustee Waika.
Second. Trustee Mishler.
And
I took
you
Adam's
took Adam's
job.
spot for this week?
Yep.
Or for this month? And any questions about the bills?
No, something of note though that I thought was really neat. I thought it was neat. Impact Earth for April. We collected a total of 3,734 pounds in compost and diverted it from landfill
Terrific.
in 1 month, which is pretty cool. So nice job.
And that would have been for last month, which was that for April or for May?
It was, the bill was for, oh wait, hold on, it says right here. It was February 11th through March 9th.
Oh,
It was,
so it's not even for
Yes.
the month of Earth Day.
that's true. I also, just something to note, the new crosswalk on West Church, the bill was in there for that, so that was good, all taken care of. Really good things happening, so it's fun. I mean, it's kind of interesting to see them once the bill comes in and paid for and the work's done, so. I think
Great.
That's it, yep.
Any questions, Tracy?
Nope.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That will carry. Item 9 is a motion by the village board to amend the previously approved amount of $60,000 to pay health and dental insurance premiums paid in the month of May to $48,446.83.
So moved.
Trustee Mishler,
Second.
by trustee Boyka. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? That will carry unanimously. And then a motion by the village board to authorize the clerk treasurer to pay the health and dental insurance premiums for the month of June in an initial estimated amount not to exceed $60,000, subject to audit and amending authorization by the village board at their regularly scheduled June meeting.
So moved.
By trustee Briggs,
Second.
by trustee Woika. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? And that will be unanimous. Which takes us to item number 11, but we actually have something that goes before that. So there's a village board supplemental agenda with 2 items of new business. So we'll move on to that, and I think you all have a copy at your seats that this came up this morning. So let me just make sure I have the correct parts. Okay. So item number 1, I need a motion for a bond resolution dated May 13th, 2024 of the Village Board of Trustees of the Village of Fairport, New York, authorizing general obligation serial bonds to finance electric system capital improvements within the village, authorizing the issuance of bond anticipation notes in contemplation thereof, the expenditure of sums for such a purpose, and determining other matters in connection therewith. And hang on one second.
We do it together. Okay. There's 2.
I have 2, but they're listed as 2 separate resolutions. So I'm doing the first one. And resolved by the Village of Fairport of Trustees of the Village of Fairport, New York, herein referred to as the village by favorable vote of not less than 2/3 of all members of such board as follows. There are, John, do I need to read all of those sections? Okay. So I'm asking for a motion and a second to move this resolution as described through the sections on the document that you all have.
So moved.
By trustee Mishler,
Second.
by trustee Woika. And, okay, is that me? Sorry. Village Manager White, can you give a brief overview of
Sure.
what we have in front of us?
So these are bonds or debt we're looking to incur to do capital work associated with Fairport Electric. The one that you're looking at or discussing now is for the amount of $1,536,500. It's associated with Hogan substation upgrades. So you'll have breakers, you'll have HVAC units, a number of miscellaneous parts and designs can be required to make that Hogan substation last another 20 years. So that's what you're discussing here. As we had discussed in a previous communication, we're looking at this bond, the bond associated with turning all of our electric meters into AMR radio frequency meters that'll all be digital. And we'll be looking at rolling that out this year and doing most of the work in-house over the next year and doing over 18,000 individual meter upgrades and bringing us into the next century. So it's a really nice upgrade, allows us a lot of capacity to understand where the outages are, what's going on, turning on them off, that type of thing. In addition, it provides a lot of benefits to the property owner because they'll be able to track their kilowatt hour usage, what's going on, time of day, all those other types of things that you'll be able to access as part of your electric utility usage.
I'm going to interrupt you for a second.
Sure.
This was planned for in the budgeting when we did the original budget, correct?
That's correct. We've been discussing this and planning for it for over a year. Yep,
And so we will no longer have to submit meter readings
that's
as a
correct.
result.
That's correct.
It's great.
So this bond resolution, and then the next one you'll be discussing, as well as the streetscape bond that we'll be doing at a later date, all of that will be wrapped up in one bond issuance that'll be set forth in the next couple of months.
So just to be clear, item number 1 is for the Hogan substation. Item number 2, which is the next one that we're going to do, is for the meter upgrades.
That's correct.
Correct. Any questions from the board?
No, just that, to review, when we were talking about it in the budget process, that rebuilding at the Hogan substation to get 20 years was a substantial savings versus replacing. So,
That's correct. Yeah, we're looking at close to $20 million to replace some of this work versus doing some upgrades that's going to give us some longevity.
Did you have?
And the savings probably is because we're doing it in-house.
We are doing it in-house.
Yeah.
Got a lot of expertise down there, a great superintendent, a great group of people, engineers that can take this work on. Not many people can do that. So, yeah, that makes a huge difference in the cost.
Some talent.
right, so
Huge.
1.5 million versus 20, so, thank you.
Okay, so for item number 1, that resolution, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That will carry unanimously, and we'll move on to bond resolution number 2, which is bond resolution dated May 13th, 2024 of the Village Board of Trustees of the Village of Fairport, New York, authorizing general obligation serial bonds to finance electric system capital improvements within the village, authorizing the issuance of bond anticipation notes in contemplation thereof, the expenditure of sums for such purpose, and determining other matters in connection therewith. And again, this is resolved by the Village Board of Trustees of the Village of Fairport, New York, herein referred to as the village, by a favorable vote of not less than 2/3 of all members of the board as follows, and that the documentation is listed out on the document that you have in front of you. Can I have a motion for that, please?
So moved, trustee Briggs.
Second, trustee Mishler.
And this was the second item that we just discussed, which is the replacement of the meters for Fairport Electric,
Correct?
correct? Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? That will be unanimous as well. So those were the additional items for the supplemental agenda. And then announcements and committee reports. We have an executive session that we will get to after the announcements and committee reports. What I'll share with everybody here is we will exit this room and go to the conference room for the executive session. The meeting essentially will end at that point. We'll stop carrying it live feed. And once we finish the executive session, we'll come back out and officially end the meeting, and there will be no more official business of the village done after that executive session. So we just exit out and we'll exit the room, and I'm letting you know so that you don't sit around and wait going, is there something else coming after they come back out? There isn't. We'll just be exiting the room. So why don't we go through announcements and committee reports? Trustee Briggs, would you like to get us started?
Sure. That this week we had 5 new businesses that were officially welcomed into the community. So we had 5 ribbon cuttings. So there's a bakery and a barber shop on the north side. And then there's also 3 different boutique gift stores, one on the north and then 2 on the south side. They're all slightly different, but it's wonderful to see Fairport really filling out with other businesses in the community. So we welcome them. And last week, Trustee Mishler and I attended a planning and brainstorming session. We have a village residence that's hoping to open Railroad Street Studios. So it'll be on Railroad Street. It'll be a fine art gallery space. and a space for artists, as well as a workshop classroom space. So right now, the planning on wrapping your head around what's going to take to, from artists and from the community to open up this wonderful opportunity. So hopefully that'll be open in a couple months, still in the planning stages of what do we need to get that all going. But I think it would be a great addition to this community that already supports the music and the arts and theater so much to actually have our own gallery here. I was at the public market selling duck race tickets, mostly just chatting and meeting people, and just had a great time. At 10 o'clock, they unveiled the new Canal Days poster. Every year, this is our 48th annual Canal Days put on by the Merchants. And the poster this year was a village resident and a Fairport grad, Alyssa DeChick. She did a shadow box relief with one of her students that was shared at Nazareth, as well as actually won the competition. So the poster is out. You can buy it during Canal Days. There'll be a booth, and it's also available through the partnerships and some of the businesses after that. So congratulations to Alyssa. And we had an art meeting this week, and we had, Fairport has a committee of public arts, and we have a walking tour with 12 different pieces of public art on it. And this is available at Town Hall and in the kiosks over at Box Factory. But it's a walking tour, so you can see where the art is located and who made it and the themes and the names. And these will also go into all the welcome bags of new residents. Quarterly, the partnerships and the Merchants, they put out welcome bags to all the new residents that move into our community. So it'll be part of that. It'll also be in the boater bags. Every boater that comes to our community during the canal season gets a bag that has information about the village. And the village will is participating this year in the boater bag. So we'll have a wonderful floating key ring with the Village of Fairport. So those boat keys will float. Also, there is random acts of art that should be starting. Just kind of serendipitous, sort of wonderful things will be popping up throughout the village. So be on the lookout for that. A few months ago, we did a 6x6 fundraiser for Rochester Contemporary Art Museum. I just got notification today that the viewing is available online. There's thousands of pieces. And I did check out all the pieces that we made up at Faircraft are there and listed. And Saturday, so you can go to the website and view all the artwork, and it'll be up. The sale actually starts June 1st, but you can view online or you can view in person. And that's their big annual fundraiser. And again, open Saturday night to the public with a big party and stuff that Saturday night. And this Saturday, the village is, anyone is welcome to go to the DPW from 8 to 11 and help plant planters. There's going to be a whole bunch of plants and things. And you can design your own plants, and they're going to, in your hangers, or the plants that we're going to put on Liftbridge Lane West. So if you want to participate and that's what you're into, designing your own personal basket to be hung, all the materials will be there and all the plants will be there. But it's just a fun thing to get the community involved if you want to come in and plant a basket. And the much-awaited skate park is also having its grand opening at 10 o'clock Saturday. So I'll be planting plants a little early and then heading down to the skate park. So great busy week again this week in the Village of Fairport. Good stuff happening.
Trustee Bichler?
The Memorial Day Parade is Monday, May 27th. It starts at 10 o'clock, so we hope you'll be there. We'll be there. Mm-hmm. Bill Poray is starting his walking tours again. They're back Monday evening starting at 7 o'clock. So if you're interested in learning a little history, those are always interesting. And we're super excited about this Wednesday. Wine All You Want Wednesday. What time is that starting, Brian? Do we know? Or
Whenever you get home from work,
okay.
it's on.
Okay, so that's fabulous.
That's on Liftbridge Lane West.
correct.
And there's, what's the name of the performer who's going to be there? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
It's just a gentleman's name. He doesn't have a, I can't even think of the name of him, of the guy. But
Totally acoustic.
He'll be there from 5 to 7 with some live music, and then we'll go back to the radios and stuff that we have out there, and fire pits will be lit and that type of thing, barring weather and so forth.
Just a shout out to our DPW. They've done an incredible job just walking around the village this past week. Everything looks great. Canely Park is just pristine. The memorial looks amazing. It all looks really good. I know how hard it is to keep everything up, especially with all the rain we've been getting. So I've noticed, and I'm sure other people have noticed as well. So thank you. The Sip and Shop this past week was fabulous. There was a ton of people out just participating and walking and shopping. The idea was to promote grads, dads, and moms gift shopping in our village, which was really fantastic. And last but not least, I'm super excited about this. We actually received a written appreciation from the Seneca Nation in response to our land acknowledgement that we've adopted. So that came in letter form this week, and it was really exciting to see an official response from the Seneca Nation. So that's all I have.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Trustee Waka.
All right, I only have one thing, because you guys said all the awesome things that are going on in the village already. I did get to visit all the new shops, minus the barber shop in town, and they're awesome. I had a snack, went shopping, it was wonderful. Super excited about the event on Wednesday. And 2 weeks ago, we had the bike drive in the Fairport Farmers Market parking lot, and I want to thank Brian and DPW for getting that space squared out and set up for us. I think we had almost 2 trucks full of bikes, so probably 150 bikes donated to our community cycles, which refurbishes the bikes and then donates them back out to people that need transportation within Rochester. So that was really awesome, and we'll probably be doing it again in the coming years.
That's
So,
great.
Also, happy Bike Week.
And
That's it. I'm good. Yeah.
the only thing I have, aside from reminding everybody to go to the zoning open house project on May 20th and to check out that list of all the possible opportunities that you have to talk with Jill and the team about the zoning project in our community. I have one item in additional that I want to offer on behalf of the Village of Fairport. Congratulations to Michael Panera, Nicholas Hughes, and Travis White. On April 27th, I was unable to attend their Scout meeting where they reached the level of Eagle Scout. And we know this takes much effort and hard work, and it's a really big achievement. And I just wanted to, on behalf of the village board, offer them our congratulations for reaching that level of achievement within scouting. And so that's the last item I have. So that takes us back to our agenda, that upcoming village board meetings. There's a village board work session on Tuesday, May 28th, 2024 at 6 p.m. There's a village board meeting Monday, June 10th at 6 p.m. Both are located here in Village Hall, 31 South Main Street, Fairport, New York, in the second floor boardroom. And with that, I'd like to ask for a motion by the village board to enter executive session to discuss the employment history of a particular individual.
So moved.
By trustee Briggs,
Second.
by trustee Mishler. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? We will enter executive session, and we'll come back out and adjourn the meeting as soon as we finish with that. Thank you for coming, and thank you for everyone who spoke this evening. We really appreciate you being here.